Hello, everybody, and happy full moon and eclipse, full lunar eclipse, full moon in Virgo.
Welcome. Welcome. Hello. Thank
It's
you.
it's it's been a long week, and we're heading into Mercury retrograde as well.
Yes. Well, hi everybody. Hi Claire. Thank you for having me again. It's been a pleasure last time talking to you, and I'm so excited to share some of the insights on this upcoming eclipse. We are definitely entering the eclipse season. So the first one is on Friday, March 14th, at 20 degree 57 minutes of Virgo. It's a full lunar. It's a total lunar eclipse because it's a full moon. And then the other one is on the 29th of March. That's going to be a solar, but just a partial solar eclipse at 9 degrees Aries.
Mm.
So, eclipse season. First advice, just in general, is between eclipses, don't start anything, don't do anything. The energies are very potent. So imagine having a lunation on steroids. That's what eclipse is. So and remember, full moon are more crazy. You know,
Yeah.
there is the word lunatic comes from Luna because of the full moon. So literally, people go a little wild because it affects the moon, and the moon is how we feel, our emotions, a sense of security, um, a stability, what we need to nurture ourselves. So we
Mhm.
feel attacked, but the sun is shining because moon is usually something we hide. It's something personal and intimate. Um, and when the sun shines, the light on the moon, then we feel exposed.
Mm.
And we go a little bit, I don't want to show this, this is not for everybody to see. But when there's eclipse, so the earth comes in between. So that's how this works. So imagine, we are going around the sun and moon is going around earth. And then in this particular situation, earth comes between the moon and the sun, and there's no light shining on the moon. So it
Mm.
becomes dark. And, that's why the werewolves come out and the
Mm.
shadow side of our
Oh, yeah.
house.
It's
That's
happening
why.
now as well.
Well, this one, so for this eclipse season, this March is, I think, more intense than usual. We have Venus retrograde already, and Venus goes retrograde every 18 months, so it's not like an everyday thing. Mercury is going to go retrograde just after the first eclipse on the 15th, just day after. So he's stationing to go retrograde. He's very potent, right? We also have the next eclipse is on the 29th. That one is in Aries. We have Neptune, so that's going to be on the 29th. And then Neptune is moving into Aries the day after the 30th of March. And Neptune, it takes 100 and I think 64 years for Neptune to go around the sun. So he hasn't been in Aries for that long. So we have this big shift. Okay, he will go retrograde back to Pisces, but he's coming for the first time in Aries after all this time. So we have a lot of it's a lot of things happening. So it's not just an eclipse this time. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's why I think it's more people are feeling it, and the only actually the best advice is to understand that this is not time to act. Don't force
Mm.
things.
Mm.
It's time for stillness. It's time to calm down. Just stay quiet. You will, when everything is over, mid April, you can move forward. It's just there a sense of not having control of things,
Mm.
and especially Uranus is involved as well in this eclipse. So Uranus is a planet who always gives us a little bit of shakeup, of unexpected change, surprises, shocks. Venus retrograde brings people from the past, brings financial situations from the past. Mercury retrograde brings electronic issues,
Oh, yeah.
emails. So there is a lot of things that are just happening, and it's too much. So it's very important just to kind of make popcorn and watch. Don't be the
Yeah.
actor. or And because lots of planets are in Pisces at this moment, so
Mm.
it's actually excellent time to get in tune with inner self and listen, and practice to listen to your intuition, your inner voice.
Mm.
Connect with it. It's a warmer weather now in Northern Hemisphere, so go outside, spend some time just, end up contemplating and reflecting on life. So when April, May comes in, you can actually move forward with
Yeah. It's almost like the last breather, isn't it? Before I mean, I know we're kind of getting into spring now, but it's kind of like the last breather before we get into proper spring when we can start springing forward. So would you be able to use the full moon and this lunar eclipse as just a rest and release in order to pull in your energy for the solar to then spring forward?
Yeah. So they say that lunar eclipses are usually affect people more, individuals, and solar eclipses affect more governments,
Oh
uh,
God.
people in charge, people who are, and because sun represents the king, right?
Somebody
So,
lock Trump up for a week or something. Take his
well,
take those pens off of him so he can't sign out else. That box of pens is take his desk off of him. Close Oval Office. Cut his phone lines.
yes, well, he will have a situation. Uranus is going to be on his midheaven again. So, Uranus will be in the same position as last year when he got shot. So it's going to be a
Oh,
repeat action. I'm not saying there's going to, don't get me. I don't
yeah.
want to scare anybody, but I'm saying it's going to be in the same position. I'm just stating the facts. Also, uh, his presidency started when Mars was retrograde. Mars is now direct, but we have other stuff. So every time we have these personal planets retrograde, it's always there's a sense of things are not being finished, done as they are. They're gonna come for revision later.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's set in stone. Anything that is happening, and he's very Uranian, you can see it. He's very unpredictable, he's not stable, he's really unstable. His actions, just in his chart, he has a
Yeah.
Sun Uranus connection. That's who he is. He he's comfortable with it. He likes to shock people, he likes to be different, and that's his MO. Is that sustainable? I'm not sure,
Mm.
because people do like stability, people like the calmness. There's time for change, but change shouldn't last for so long, right? So this full moon and this eclipse is gonna the effects, the things that are happening now are gonna get cleared later in the 6 months increments for sure. So at least we're gonna feel the things, we're gonna go back, oh, when there's eclipse in March, what happened,
Yeah.
it's gonna make sense later when things get resolved. So this will have a definitely in 6 months impact on our lives, like in
Yeah.
general. It's gonna be, yeah. This full moon is Virgo Pisces. So Virgo Pisces is a health axis. It's about not just our physical well-being, it's about our spiritual parts of ourselves. And because moon is in Virgo, it's time to really, and it's on the south node. So there's definitely opportunity to release some bad habits,
Mm.
some diet stuff, everything in the daily routine that is not serving us anymore. It's time, like on a personal level, we kind of need to release it and just have more faith. Stop, release anxiety, release worry, all these Virgo traits. We need to release try to perfect and improve everything. You just need to let it go. So it's going to be hard for some people, but unfortunately, many souls go transcend during eclipse season, just because it's very potent.
Yeah,
So that's going to
definitely.
be
Definitely.
that sense as
Um,
well. Yeah.
it's very intense. It's very intense. And I think try and read the room and go with it rather than fight against it. And we can all fight against it. We can all push ourselves to the limit. But I think
Yeah.
these new energies, when I used to learn about energies and moons and stuff, I used to go, ooh, and all of that. But now I'm like, yes, even when I am feeling, "Ooh," it's almost like I think the best thing you can do is don't fear it. It's nothing to be scared about, is it? But it's just, yeah,
Yeah. The thing is also because the solar eclipse is going to be in Aries, and that's going to be the last one, because for the last 18 months, or actually almost 2 years, from July 2023, we had this Aries Libra eclipses. They were all about relationships and being authentic and being ourselves. And now we're going to a different realm. Now that we know who we are, hopefully, we can connect to the higher power to lead and have faith in it to lead us in the right direction. So this is going to be the last one from that series. So we're going to see a lot of things, regarding that being changed.
Mm.
Um, Interesting thing is we have um, Mercury going retrograde from Aries to Pisces, Venus going retrograde from Aries to Pisces, and Neptune is going to go to Aries, then back to Pisces. Saturn is going to go to Aries in May, back to Pisces. So, Aries is an energy of the beginnings, pioneering, or of our endeavors, of being bold and brave, and going forward. And Pisces is the energy of closure, of uh, releasing and having faith in something bigger than us. So I feel like I call this March energy push and pull. Like
Mm.
we want to go forward, but something is pulling us back. So there's this energy of like tug of war between, so because Aries is impatient and it can go really, but then Pisces says, no, calm down, stillness, you just go with the flow, how, meditate. Or so this is all these planets are teaching us how to close something, make space for the new one. So these retrogrades are all gonna invite us to clear the decks, to remove unnecessary things, to make space for the new thing that is coming with Aries
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. And I suppose looking at areas of our lives as well that we're trying to heal or release, look at it in relation to these moons.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
Lots of
So,
journaling and stuff like that and releasing in little fire ceremonies and
oh yes, yeah, I like that. I heard somewhere that you put also some of your wishes for the future in a cinnamon stick, and then you burn the cinnamon stick. I don't know if you heard that. I never tried it though, but
yeah, yeah. Another one as well. I think this is for the new moon is where you plant the wishes. I mean, they say
yes,
as well, sometimes people plant them with an actual plant.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
so much that we can do.
Um, Historically, I know, I mean, there's, like in every other field, among astrologers, there's always a debate about eclipses. Some astrologers say when there's an eclipse, a new moon, you shouldn't make any intentions because they're very powerful. If you don't know how to work with the energies, it can backfire. So I'm not of that belief.
Mm,
I feel that, you know, it's like it sounds like voodoo if you say it like that, but I feel like we
mm,
all go from the heart, and from our intentions are good, we should use this more potent energy. Why not? If we have,
mm, mm.
I do hope that we all have good intentions for ourselves and our loved ones in the world that we live in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and that stands to reason because with this full moon that we've got this week, to really concentrate on this and get as much cleared as we can, so that when we come to the solar, we're not doing it from ego or fear or pain. We're doing it clear-headed. So that could be why we're being pushed through the ringer at the minute.
yeah, that it is right. And there's a different vibe. Sometimes eclipse season starts with the new moon and finishes with the full. So it's kind of like energy is building up, but this time we have different. It starts with the full moon and it finishes with the new. So there's
Mm,
a more release energy, more letting go, more disappearing things, a lot of, those lots of, but it's time to tune into magical place, to mystical place,
yeah.
you know. We lost magic. I don't know why. I love magic.
Yeah, no, we have lost magic. We're getting it back, but we've lost it. You
Yeah.
know, it's that we went so dense, didn't we? Life went so dense and so eat, sleep, rave, repeat, and that was just
Yeah.
on repeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think as well, people have lost not yeah lost their own magic or forgotten how to tune into their own magic and the magic of life, and that even bad things that happen are actually quite magical.
Right. Yes, that,
Mm,
that is true. We are all about science these days, like,
mm,
especially the
mm,
20th century. It
mm,
was, we came to the 20th century, it was all about, and science is good, don't get me wrong. We got
mm,
so many things that are helping us to live, lives with different gadgets and technology, and,
mm,
helping us connect with it we couldn't before. But then I always feel that we need to find a balance, right? Yes,
mm,
science, yes, innovation, yes, we're going forward, and evolution needs that. But on the other hand, don't dismiss everything from the back. Like people used to, they have stars to guide. I mean, we talked about it last time. There's nature, there's all these seasons that are, when to plant something. People, still when they plant, they think about the moon. When is the moon? How to plant? What is the best time? Because it's so magical, actually. Isn't that
Mm,
that's magical, right? To be in tune with this.
yeah.
And we don't need to have explanation for everything. Like we feel that we need to know, we will learn. We are in the process of expanding and learning and finding out and enjoy the journey. That's
Mm,
enjoy the journey.
yeah. Because I'll find
Yeah.
that the minute when I'm exploring certain areas, I'll get certain bits of information and it's just that. And it's like, no, that's the information for that for now. And then I'll get a little bit information more about what I've got. And then that's it. Because if you've got everything at once, there'd be no point. There'd be no point in being if you've got everything like that.
Yeah. And
Um,
imagine, yeah, and when you come to when you come to the end of the journey, then what? You want to something, and then you're going to have another one.
mm,
Like this is in our nature. So why you can you can enjoy it while you're traveling, right? It
mm.
doesn't have to be a hustle, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Do you think
that's
we're
the
getting, do you think we're going into too much information overload?
we are already there. I think
Yeah.
since internet came in 20 years ago or so, what was 1995 was did we actually start using it? I think it was it at 20, 30
Mm,
years ago? Is it 30 years ago now? 30, yes.
Oh
I
God, yeah.
don't know, I can't even. So we are already there. I think internet really opened up this possibility to know everything.
Mm,
And uh, did we learn how to discern yet? I think it's still young. I
mm,
think we're still young in that overall. We still don't know how and AI is now coming. And there's a lot of things happening too fast, and our brains cannot process everything and learn to adapt at the same speed.
mm,
That's, I think, we're still in the learning process. It is, how to discern information, how to find which is, it's useful for us, um, and just understanding you don't need to know everything. Like,
mm.
if it doesn't concern me, why do I even have to, you know? So there's a bunch of stuff there's
Yeah, yeah.
with that. Yeah, it's gonna be even more with Uranus and Gemini. I hope so. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think we just need to survive this in the most positive possible way this spring, beginning of, there's also beginning of a new astrological year is on the 20th. We have equinox.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, March 20th is the astrological new year. And before they changed calendars, the Romans and whatever, people celebrated New Year's on the first day of spring because that's when the new things happen. That's why the
Mhm.
Aries. That's the whole point. So that's actually the really new year.
Yeah.
And
I
astrologers, yeah. Go ahead.
it was I don't know if it's you I've discussed this with or somebody else that I've done this kind of work with, but this Christmas that we've just had, I started getting these things about what was it that started it off? Was it just after the solstice or something like the return of the sun? Or that was it, the solstice and then the return of the sun on the 25th of December. It was an astrology, it might be even you that done it. And I was like, return of the sun. And all of a sudden, poof. And then there was, and I actually shit you not, I didn't actually Google anything. It was just like, oh, that's been hijacked then.
Yeah,
And then it was like, I promise I didn't Google anything. And all of a sudden, everything on the internet, it was almost like I wasn't the only one. All of this information and posts about what, how things have been changed. And then it was like about all the new, and they were getting built up for the new year. And it was like, my body started to go, but this isn't the new year. And then all of a sudden, this information started coming about. It ain't actually the new year. It's a man-made calendar, and that's why our New Year's
yes,
resolutions fail.
yes. And
And we
I
get
heard
sad
that
syndrome in January and all of that.
because it's not natural, first of
Yeah.
all. It's during the Capricorn season. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's about depression. It's cold.
Mm,
It's distant. There's no joy.
mm.
Why are we celebrating anyway? On the other hand, I heard that Romans did it because they wanted to prosper financially. So during Capricorn, it's about finance and reputation. That's why they wanted to start things. Which is, and that's how does these two calendars. Even now, people use two calendars. One use the the Julius calendar, and this one the Gregorian calendar. I don't know what they call it in English, but there are the two of them. So, and the real calendar is when nature says it's spring. It's nature telling us the
Yeah.
time, because nature and planets and all this moon phases, everything, it's according to their plan, and we can say whatever we want, but it doesn't make sense,
Mm,
right?
mm. It's
So
all
that's
sense to
why.
reason, which is why when it snows, like I don't know, if you've seen this, but you will have done. When it snows now, a lot of schools close down, a lot of workplaces
Yeah,
close down, and there's always these online people that go online. Not in my day. We all went to school in my day, and we walked in 50 foot of snow, and it was over my head, but I still got to school. And I was like, I've always been one of those type of people. Until this year, and I was like, actually, we really shouldn't be going to school in the snow. We really
mm,
should be using that day to hunker down. And if we used the winter as the winter is meant to be used, we'd have such a better year.
yeah.
We wouldn't have
I,
this exhaustive, all these exhaustive illnesses that people have got.
yeah. uh, we should stop forcing things. People
Mm,
back in the day when there was a snowstorm didn't go out of the caves.
mm.
Literally they
Yeah,
didn't
but
go.
they stayed in.
They stayed in. They made fire when they learned how to make fire, and they told stories, or they were writing drawings on the cave. Like
Mm,
literally, nobody went out when it's snowing, raining, and it's storm. So why are we forcing ourselves? Like it doesn't make going against all this.
mm,
I think we're coming to kind of back to balance it out. So all these shifts that are now happening, that we feel that things are, what is happening. I think they're happening for a reason.
mm,
There's a reason for everything, because we need a reset, and the only reset is with a good shaking up to dismiss everything. So I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. I think astrology is so vital in these times because
Mm,
so much of what we're feeling is the planets and all of the skies and what we're going through. And it's to be in tune with nature, but also in tune
yeah.
with astrology is vital.
Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful thing to know,
Mm,
to have this guidance of just. I feel really connected through astrology to a bigger picture.
mm,
Like I feel it, that I am, part of something bigger, and it's just interesting how even when we pass away, our body stays, but it just
mm,
without that spirit, we are just flesh. Like people forget about it, and we always think about material and flesh and body, and
mm, mm,
but what is making this body move and think and do things, and so that's the astrology of it. That's how
mm.
I feel.
It's
Part of it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fascinating. What would you say to people that are feeling anxious? Because there's a lot of fear mongering around astrology at the
Yes.
minute, and ooh,
Yes, I always try to have like a positive spin on
mm,
on everything. I won't sugarcoat it. It's not
mm,
easy. Like I'm not
mm,
gonna say, oh, it's gonna be people overreacting. It's not easy. But as I said, it's very important that you don't get involved. So anxiety. Um, Anxiety usually comes from future worry,
mm,
from thinking about things. This is very Virgo. That's why this full moon on Friday is highly, highly important. People are going to be very anxious,
right.
even more. Uranus is involved, and then we have Saturn on the Sun. So moon is going to be, yeah, opposing Sun, as full moon is, but then Sun and Saturn are together, and Saturn is depression. Just Sun, Saturn together, it can be even more, or somebody is exposing, exposing um putting things on us, like a all these obligations,
Mm,
responsibilities. We're going to feel like we need to do something. Like, this is going to be the thing. That's why anxiety kind of kicks in.
mm,
The best way to calm anxiety, first of all, put it on a paper. What are you worried about? Is it realistic? And I know I'm a Gemini. I have a strong thing to put everything in things, but or even I'm Virgo rising, so it does make sense to make a list of, because when it's in your head, it's bigger than life. I know people think it's, oh, why should I write it? I know it. Or they put it on a computer on a list. No, please take a piece of paper and a
yeah,
pen.
yeah.
It's very important, because it's a different connection when
Mm,
you with your handwriting, and put all your worries on a piece of paper. Okay. And is this realistic? Is there anything I can do about it? Is there something that can wait? What is the priority? and
mm,
and have this conversation with yourself, and forget about other people, what are other people putting on your obligations, responsibilities. Just have this conversation with you. What is important for you? What is a must? Like, you have
mm,
to eat every day and sleep, like literally go to the basics. And
mm,
Virgo is about this daily routine and basics.
mm.
Anything beyond that, is it really necessary at this moment? Can it wait? What can I do? So prepare. All this retrograde is about revise, reevaluate, reassess, redo. All these reads you can do, and go back. Um, go through your old albums, go reconnect
Yeah.
with something when you were a kid, listen to the music that you enjoy, watch the movies you
Mm.
like the old ones, not the new ones.
Oh yeah.
Do something that you already did and just go back and to bring you, what made you happy when you were a kid. Make something that you like to eat. It's really important
Mm.
to go kind of that, and it's going to calm your anxiety.
Mm.
Of course, being in nature and just breathing techniques and all that,
Mm.
have a reading with somebody. All of us that are doing all this work are more in tune with the universe now, and we are getting better messages for sure with all this Piscean
Mm.
energy.
Mm.
It's definitely a good time to get a tarot reading, astrology reading, Reiki, healing this, healing that. There is so many things. So whatever you find,
Mm.
attracted and important, do it.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
relearn who you are. This is another tool to kind of go and reconnect with yourself. So that's
Yeah.
find the tea you like that calms you down. I don't know.
I
There's
think that's humans having to find as well new ways of self-soothing because we've been self-soothing through other ways, alcohol, drugs, reckless behavior, neglecting ourselves. We're having to find new ways. And often we can, oh, really, journaling, but actually it's vital. These
pen
very
and paper.
simple ways are not just simple ways, they're ancient ways that,
Mhm.
kept our ancestors sane.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband is a huge fan of putting everything all on a computer list. I said, here's the pen and paper. And actually, he listened to me. He started even, and I told him when you read a book, I know Kindle, I know everything, but
Mm.
I need to have a book in my hand,
Mm.
It's such a different experience.
Mm.
I don't know. So he started buying books. He's like, oh, look at me now. I'm like, because he was always reading
Yeah,
everything.
I went onto Kindle for years. I used to love books. Went onto Kindle, and then I just thought I need the physical books. I've got both now. I take Kindle on holiday, but other than that, I'll take the physical. I'll do the physical book now because we've lost so much and tactile. We're very tactile people.
We are humans. We
Mm.
forgot that.
Mm.
We are pretending that we are superhumans, half robots. We, have all this
Mm.
uh, things, but we are actually human. So be human. Be human. There,
Mm.
whatever that means to you. So, so that's another way.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Sleep as well is a good thing, I think. Getting sleep, sleeping
yes,
when your body needs to sleep as well.
yes. I think that comes from the guilt from the society with the
Mm.
pressures of we need to do something. You need to do it to accomplish. You're lazy if you don't do it. So we overdo it. And that's why all this sickness when people have
Mm.
is just because they overdid it. So um, actually finding time for joy and sleep without feeling guilty is
Mm.
something that we need to work on. It's
Mm.
not going to come natural, unfortunately, because we are reprogrammed, with society and
Yeah.
everything, how to do
Because
things.
the system programmed people to work, 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 work. And they don't want you sleeping, they want you working. It's like the 24/7 world we live in now. And, we're starting to go back to, they call it nana napping.
Yeah.
But
And overall, I think we eat too much. I mean,
mm.
I like to eat. I like food. Don't get me wrong. But I think
Mm.
in general, I was just thinking through it. And this is also Virgo Pisces, something that you can maybe let go. Do you really need all this food? Because before people were eating
Mm.
because they were working in the fields. They were actually doing physical
Mm.
work. We don't even move from our chairs most of the days, or maybe
Mm.
just a little light walk, So uh, I'm thinking it's so ridiculous. We have all this food, we eat so much, and then we go to the gym to spend it. I'm like, what? Just
Yeah,
eat less.
it's all coming up, isn't it? Gluttony and indulgence and in every aspect.
Yeah, I'm not saying eat, don't eat what you like. I just say eat less because I'm the first one to be guilty of that. And
Mm.
I'm mindful, I'm really mindful and trying to stop, all these things. Oh, finish everything, what's on your plate, when we were growing up, but
Mm.
that's ridiculous. I never told my kid that ever.
Mm.
Are you done? Are you feeling your tummy is full? Thank you. And I move it.
That's what they did though, didn't they? If you don't eat it, you'll eat it for your lunch. If you don't
And
eat for
then,
your lunch, it'll come out at tea time.
yeah. And so it's important to kind of, I think that's another thing that we can work on to feel better. Because with our full stomachs, we've been always snacking, always putting stuff in our mouth. It's not good for us. We can't even also clear think have a connection with the divinity because energy is processing something else in our body. We have to kind
Mm.
of
Yeah, so gut issues around these eclipses, gut issues, diarrhea, stomach cramps.
yeah,
Um,
especially in Virgo, it's going to be all about about your digestion system.
oh
So
God.
I know that Christians are fasting before Easter, 40 days, which is actually, but how they fast, and that's another story. Like who really fasts the way it's supposed to be, that's a different story. But it's a maybe a good just reminder for all of us who are not practicing that to still be mindful and think about, what do we really need to put in our bodies and why are we
Mm,
putting things in our bodies. So, yeah.
yeah.
That's another thing to release excess of intake of food.
So you could do, I mean, obviously this video is going to go out on Wednesday. So you've got a couple of days where we can look at areas that we can just take out for a couple, 2 or 3 days, or even a few days afterwards as well. It doesn't have to be major.
Yes, doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. Like, if you have two slices of bread, have one.
Mm,
Still have the same bread, same top, same
mm,
spread, whatever you still enjoy. Just instead of two, have one. Or instead of buying a big bag of chips, buy small if you really like chips.
mm,
Because if you buy big, you're gonna eat all of it.
mm.
Buy the small one. So, or make your own chips. Make your own
You'll
chips.
find as well that organically, I think it's happening anyway, because you find it. I know definitely for me, it's like it's just we're not having to do anything to think, or even to think about it. You'll find all of a sudden I used to love coffee, and now and again I'll have one, and it's like I don't even like the taste of that. It's like my body reacts like it is a
Yeah.
poison.
Yes. I
Um,
still love coffee, but I did
Same with
cut.
sugar, and it's with meat at the minute as well. I can really like when I'm
Mm.
having meat at the minute, it's awful.
See, I did cut. I used to drink so much coffee in my
Mm,
20s. Oh my God, no. I have one decaf in the morning, and in the afternoon I have green tea or mint tea or
mm,
linden. Linden tea is excellent for soothing, for calming down your nerve system.
mm,
Chamomile, or just little, caffeine. And we don't need that much caffeine at all. I think
mm,
we don't need it. I don't take caffeine in any shape or form anymore.
mm,
So in general, just be mindful, be more aware. Like Uranus also wants to, Uranus is still in Taurus, he wants to raise awareness of our bodies as well, Taurus body. So just work on it,
mm, mm,
anyway. uh I would also mention the solar eclipse a little bit more. So for solar eclipse on the 29th of March, we have, this is going to be crazy, Neptune and last degree of Pisces, Venus retrograde in Pisces, North Node in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, all this Pisces energy, and Sarah is the asteroid of nurturing, and she's also for digestion. She's also going to be in Pisces. So we're going to have this cluster of Pisces, and Mercury is going to be retrograde 0 degrees going back to Pisces just the next day. So although the eclipse is in Aries, there's all this Piscean energy. So again, I don't know what will happen, but this is, as I mentioned, it's more about kings and governors and uh because it's so on a let's leave that mundane thing for us personally on that solar eclipse. um because it's in Aries, and there's a need that we want to do something fast, and ask yourself, what do you want to accomplish in a short run that it's actually doable?
mm,
So having expectation, realistic expectation is very important. And also this, we are kind of fueled with this Pisces energy. This Aries eclipse is fueled with so much Pisces energy. So again, push and pull. Um, do you really need something to be done fast? Are you sure? So I think this is going to be a little bit of that. Um, when so in that sense, sun will block. It's going to be like sun and moon. Like moon is going to be between sun and earth, so there will be no light on Earth from the moon. So it's like our needs and our emotions are blocking our path to move forward. So you're kind of, that's why the eclipse. So, and it's a new moon. We have a feeling that we want to do it, and it's in Aries.
Mm.
It's the beginning of, this astrological new year. But it's still not time. It's still a lot of Piscean energy and a lot of things. So just for that one, what did you learn in the last year and a half while eclipses were in Aries and Libra? Did you find your true self? Were you authentic to yourself? Are you going to the right path? Are you really being you, or are you just pretending to be somebody so people can like you, or so you get acceptance, so you get validation, so you get affirmation? So that's, I think, all of this, I think that needs to be gone with this Piscean energy. We need to get rid of um, um, conditioning from society, from growing up, from parenting, and step up and be ourselves. Okay, so and it's hard because you feel alone and
Mm.
vulnerable and exposed. But then when you look around, you're going to see other people doing the same, and that's going to be the strength. So we as individuals being ourselves together, like it's 2 + 2 makes 5. That's kind of how to be. We're gonna, that's gonna be the power of the future. That we being ourselves, not somebody else's sheep, just going and being all the same and doing being ourselves, listening to ourselves, but still going forward together. If
Mm.
that makes sense. Like I like as individuals, not like as a group.
Yeah.
So that's going to be important for this solar eclipse at the
Oh,
end.
it makes sense. It's interesting. We're interesting times. I think it's a gift that keeps on giving at the minute.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm enthusiastic about the future. Maybe people call me crazy, but I feel there's enough goodness, enough good humans, enough spark in us to make this world a better place. Because history tells me we
Mm.
had dark ages, we had this ages, we had this and
Mm.
that, and we still came up. So, and Renaissance came. So I think this is a
Mm.
Renaissance, some kind
Mm.
of Renaissance, some
Mm.
beginning of it. So
Yeah.
a little bit of
Uh,
dark ages still.
Yeah. And I think there's enough people now anchoring light for it to be able to sustain itself and go forward.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we have. So we're, how it's very interesting. There are now 8 billion people on Earth, right?
mm.
And 8 billion souls. So there is a source out there who's making us, because millions of years ago there were not so many. So we came from somewhere. There is
Mm.
more. So
Mm.
that's magic.
Mm.
That's magic.
Yeah.
And the
It's
sparks go up and down, backwards, forwards, different time dimensions, different realms. It's a journey of exploration, guys. Now we are now exploring this journey, and it's everything that we find out. It's going to be exciting. I think we're going to find out a lot of things with Uranus and Gemini and Pluto and Aquarius in the next 7 years. A lot of new planets or new dimensions or
mm.
new things. It's going to be exciting. I feel
Yeah.
that's going to be new revelations.
Yeah,
But
I think a lot of it's been hidden. That Kimberly video I've done today that's coming out at the end of this week, and a lot of it's been hidden because it could be contaminated or misinterpreted. There's a lot of beings as well
yeah,
that, yeah, it's
it's very interesting. Just stay put. You feel like you're on a roller coaster. Buckle up,
I love
clear the
that
deck.
buckle up.
Buckle up, clear the deck, and remember that you have all the answers within you. Listen to your voice. Find that time of stillness to listen. Because at the end, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you know what you need to.
Mm, mm,
Okay. If you need to talk to somebody, of course, I always encourage the people exchange ideas and thoughts and emotions. Support is humongously important to have,
mm.
but at the end, you are the one who makes decisions for your life and for yourself. So that's, and it's always opportunity for us to learn from our past mistakes, what did we really wrong, especially this Aries Pisces. It says, tell me, we need to go back, think what we did before, what did we do to, that we can change it, do differently to have a better future. So it's kind of like also, facing some of our own shadows and, and thinking, okay, maybe this wasn't working because of this, maybe I need to, so it's hard to work on yourself. It's not easy. I'm
Mhm.
not saying it's, oh yeah, magic wand.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's a long. I think it's a life. It's a forever commitment.
Yes.
Even in energy form, we're working on ourselves. So it's never just going to be. I mean, would you really want it to be done?
I don't
No, I don't. I love it when you find something else out and something else and something else.
I love helping people. I love that we are all different. I love that we have this different tools that we can use, like tarot or astrology or
Mm-hmm.
crystals or whatever we like, herbs, whatever. There's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love it. And I love that I can learn from any, from you something, from somebody else, something
Mm-hmm.
else, and apply it. And what does feel good about me. So that's in general. It's a lot of Neptune is strong at the last degree this whole month at the last degree. So it's a lot of nebulousness, a lot of things that are not clear. We have, that's why I told all the clients and people I talked to in the last month or so, don't make any major decisions. With eclipses, there might be some coming to you that you feel that you need to make an urgent.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody, wait. If it's not a thing that you need to go to the emergency, literally
Mm-hmm.
save your life, if nobody's
Mm-hmm.
dying, nothing will happen in 6 weeks that cannot wait 6 weeks. Nothing major, unless it's death or life situation. Everything else can wait for 6 weeks. And other people will put on you, oh, you need to make a decision now because people are gonna, so you need to kind of say, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to you in April. And because especially with this Neptune, strong Neptune in Pisces, we don't have the information that we need. Things are not clear. It's still fog. It's still not, you can't even make a proper decision.
Mm-hmm.
Retrogrades. Neptune is last degree of Pisces. There's so many things telling
Mm-hmm.
us not now in 6 weeks. And people, I know people are not happy when I tell them, oh yeah. I said, look, you can do whatever you want, but no major change of course, nothing. Just do it as it is. This is a great opportunity to put yourself,
Mm-hmm.
empower yourself with your inner things and move forward with it, with that tool of stronger intuition going
Mm-hmm.
forward or instinct or whatever. So
So buckle up.
yeah,
No big
well,
decisions. Self-care.
yeah,
Ground.
no big,
Self-nurture.
yeah,
Take
no
your
big
time. Breathe.
deal.
That's it.
Thank
Simple.
you, Claire.
Simple.
That is, yeah, it sounds simple, but it's hard to
Yeah,
to,
it
to,
is
to
hard. It
take
is hard.
to take a moment and breathe. But
Yeah.
please, guys, avoid major decisions. If it's not life or death situation, it's not urgent.
Mm,
That's definitely true.
yeah, yeah. I'll
Hope
put
this
I'll put
helps.
Jasmina's details below in the description box. You can go on a
Thank you.
YouTube, a website, Instagram, etc.
Thank you. Thank you.
Book
Yes,
yourself
I'm.
book yourself a session with her. Learn about your
Ah,
chart.
thank you. I'm actually doing like a small personalized astrology beginners support course,
Yeah,
8 weeks with a smaller group. So if you guys are interested,
yeah,
shoot me an email or send me a message. Yeah, I want like a little homey family style of learning astrology through your chart. So it's going to be hands-on through your charts. We're going to go step by step and in a small and supportive group. So
yay.
that's yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for having me, Claire. Thank
You're
you for
very
all your
welcome.
messages every day as well. I love your guidance. The other day, you just came up to the screen and I listened. It really helped me to clear my head. So I think messages come. Oh yes, before we leave, it's very important to actually listen to messages now with all this
Mm,
Piscean energy.
mm,
Not we can be obsessed with, oh, this is a sign, this is a sign, but now it is. So during this March until next month for next 30 days,
mm,
listen to signs and actually make a note of them. They are God actually important.
yeah. Hmm, interesting. So,
Yeah.
like, comment, share, and subscribe to both channels. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
will see you again. We'll have a look at what the next big event's going to be.
Oh yes, we have some.
See what 2030. I know it's a bit in the front, but 2030 is going to be another one, I think, as well.
Oh yeah, there is gonna be some
Yeah,
nice things.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway, we will see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.